about to go somewhere out now. Times to rise and elevation starts to drop down. Our little secret, don't kiss and tell, you're so bad. I'll probably see you in hell. Welcome to hell, baby. This is Podcast Hell.
Welcome into the podcast. This is Podcast Hell. I'm Eric Helwig. We are still in the stages of getting this bad boy set up. And something tells me by next week or 2 weeks, I don't know, at some point there's going to be couches. There's going to be a sick couch and then a chair that I'm sitting in. You're going to go, holy fuck, that room looks great. But until now, I can't believe the old desk makes one more appearance, but it does. But I promised you on the end of last show, my last solo show, Hindcones, episode 114, debuted to rave reviews online. 8 whole people on YouTube couldn't get enough. But I said on the last podcast, you can hold me accountable to this, that the cord would be gone. The cord behind the sign is motherfucking gone. You're welcome. You are welcome. I'm so happy that this cord will no longer, it's like the number one thing for dickhead comics that come on this show, all my friends. Just like, hey, can't get that cord against the wall? Well, now it is, fuckers. Now it's done. Now you can't criticize me for that. I'm sure you'll have something to say about the sunglasses. Somebody had a nice little comment about the last clip I posted on my Instagram, at Eric Helwig, if you want to hit a follow. My brother wrote, sorry to say, bud, but you're rocking some moose knuckle on your last clip. And I was like, I don't know if that's true. I went to watch the clip and went, holy fuck, my dick and balls are out. It's too late. I've already put it out. But if you want to see prime, undeniable moose knuck action, you got to go check out at Eric Helwig on Instagram. Or I think I put it up everywhere. It's on TikTok. It's on social media, at Eric Helwig. It's a clip with Dylan where he's talking about how God isn't real. I'm not in that clip for a lot. I have a little joke at the end and a little intro thing I say up top. But, dude, you can see my full penis. My full peen is on display. That's a humiliation. Most people aren't going to know that humiliation of someone letting you know after you've posted something, hey, man, this is physically hard to watch. How did you not notice this? And it's true, man. You can see, like the angle of the camera where I put it. I mean, it's full taint. It's difficult to look at. The only other time I've ever had that level of concern, and I have, it's weird, but like I was on America's Got Talent, humble brag, but millions of people watch that, and they mic you up as soon as you come in because they're like, at least for me, I don't know if they do this for other people on the show, but the day you record, you get there at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and you're not going up till like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, but they would grab little vignettes with you here and there, and they would just turn your pack on and off. But then I don't know if you guys know this about reality TV, like they make it what it needs to be. They're not trying to represent it honestly in any way. So like, for instance, in my bit, like they cut out all the laughs I was getting during my act and made it sound like crickets. Which a lot of people are like, oh, should be pissed. I'm not pissed. Like, I knew they were going to do that, and they honestly treated me nicely. They gave me a ton of... If you watch my episode where I'm the Grim Reaper on America's Got Talent, I'm on the show for like 10 minutes. Like, I have a whole segment for me. They illustrated stuff. They put me in other people's segments. So it was cool. Like, I got no complaints. But if you piss them off, they give you a bad edit where they intentionally make you look bad. And I'm not talking like a character bombing on the show. I'm talking like you look like an asshole. And they did it to a guy I know. I had this guy on my show. This is when I used to host a stand-up show in LA. I won't say his name. But he was being a dick on the show. He had this big ego, and his credit was AGT, and I was about to do it, and I was like, well, why is this guy? This guy must have done well on the show. He's like taking off or something. Then I watched this clip, and they make him look like a prick. Like, they edit his backstage stuff, so he's like, I'm the greatest. I'm going to do great. goes on stage, bombs. They all hate him. He sweats. They keep in all his ums and whatever. They just make him look bad. And I was like the whole time like, oh, like I've got a pack on. Like I went to go take dumps during the day. Like they could have kept that in. Like I'm playing a character on AGT. But if they had gotten me, like, in the bathroom, like, talking to my wife, being like, I'm so scared, I don't know how it's going to go. Sorry, I'm pooping. Like, they could have put that in the show. Like, they have no scruples on reality TV. They'll do whatever they need to do to make the show funny, to make the show watchable. And if you put it on camera, they'll use it. You know, they'll do whatever they want. So I had that concern for AGT. And they did me right. Even though they technically did me wrong, they did me right. But I did myself wrong with Moose Knuck because I'm completely in control. I saw it. And I was like, you know, I didn't notice the Moose Knuck. I noticed that I'm showing so much leg. Like you're getting full leg. And that's fine. I'm not embarrassed about leg. But I'm embarrassed about the shape and shadow of my balls and penis. So anyway, check that out. Enjoy it. Moose Knuck on my last Instagram clip with Dylan Fisher. That's for you guys. Nothing could bring me down in the beginning of football season. Nothing can bring me down. I am fucking loving football. College football's back. NIU beats Notre Dame. Fighting Huskies. Hell yeah. That was a great game. Blocked field goal at the end. I mean, what else do you want? College football, man. The coach is crying. He's pumping up his team in the locker room afterwards. I mean, who doesn't love MAC football? Who's not getting into Eastern Michigan, you know, taking it to Washington for 2 quarters? Who's not into NIU beating Notre Dame? It gives me hope. Army plays. I'm a big Army football guy. You guys know this. Maybe you don't. I don't care. Army football plays Notre Dame in like 2 months. Maybe we can win. I don't know. We look pretty good against Florida Atlantic. Maybe Notre Dame's got to catch a little bit of that action too. But no, college football was awesome. All I need is an upset a week. If you just give me one David beats Goliath story. I remember like there was like Montana State had to go play New Mexico. And Montana State is so broke as a school, it had to like fly commercial to get to the game. They don't even have a team playing, and they still won. It's like, and they'll take that money that they got from playing a bigger school to get a plane for their team next year, and they still won. It's supposed to be a blood sacrifice. So whenever the blood sacrifice like gets up off the table and bites the throat of the man that was about to cut its fucking belly open, how do you not love that? How do you not love that? That's fucking America. The upset is America. America's story is an upset. British Empire, suck it. At least that's how I feel. Football's back. Eagles did well in Brazil. We got who we got? We got the Falcons. Kurt Coupons. No, thank you. No, it's Kirk Cousins. But I heard somebody on a podcast call him Cut Coupons, and I was like, that's hilarious. Now, Falcons are going down. We're going to kick their ass. They look like shit against the Steelers. I tell you what, man, my teams are looking good. Army football's looking good. Phillies are looking good. Eagles are looking good. I got no complaints. This time of year, this is men's time. This is men's time, okay? I mean, it's so smart. They put out that Dallas Cowboys cheerleader shit on Netflix a couple weeks ago. My wife watched it. Thank you. Because she's like, this is crazy. They work so hard. They're great athletes. I'm like, get my wife more into football. Get her into football. And it kind of works. It kind of works a little bit. Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. You know, I don't like the Cowboys, obviously. Dallas sucks, but I got no problem with their cheerleaders, man. They treat cheerleaders like shit, don't they? I mean, we don't got to turn this into, I'm a victim central, but those guys, those gals, I feel like health insurance would be reasonable while you're getting thrown into the air and caught by 130-pound women. I definitely want to fucking what happens if I jam my neck through my asshole? No, those cheerleaders, I've known a couple cheerleaders in my life. I knew a cheerleader for when they wore the Washington Redskins. And I knew a cheerleader for the Giants. And both of them agreed this is it's one of those things where it's definitely exploitative of the people, but it's also like I feel like every job you have when you're in your 20s is kind of exploiting you, right? Because you're not married, you don't have kids, you can be all about your work, you can get paid dog shit, and you can move the ball forward for a company. Like, if you're trying to hire somebody, like, you want to hire, like, single fucking person, no kids in sight, no relationship, 24 years old. Like, that to me is ideal hiring time. Because you're going to be able to ride that pony up until they're, early 30s. And then they're like, the suburbs look nice. You know what? A new job looks nice too. Get the fuck out of here. $40,000 a year. You made me some money. See you later, buddy. That's how if I was running a business, which I will one day, I'm thinking laundromat. I think I'm going to go laundromat. I might go laundromat with no employees, like just like a room with laundry that runs 24/7. And people swipe their cards, and I just run the machines. I think that might be a business. That might be a little business plan for old yellow glasses over here. There's no way I was talking about laundromats. What was I talking about? Getting hired. Oh, cheerleaders. That's what it was. No, Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. I'm all about it. They have like male gay cheerleaders now too for a lot of teams. They don't do it on the Cowboys. Which, point for the Cowboys. Why they got gay guys doing cheerleading? Does everything have to be for everyone? Can't some things just be like for shitty dudes to fucking ogle? Now, I got a whole thing with my wife. You can't watch cheerleaders on fucking TV for 10 hours without talking about feminism and all that crap that doesn't make any sense. Or in case of female listeners watching, all that important stuff. Whatever. Treat everybody the same, but sometimes getting treated the same means it fucking sucks. That's the thing. Like, dudes get treated like shit a lot of the time, too. Not every time a woman's getting exploited, like the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, is just because they're women. It's because they're young and dumb. You're dumb when you're in your 20s. You're dumb. They're like this. They're like, my wife's watching it. She's like, this cheerleader, she's like a nurse, and she helps disabled children learn how to dunk, and then she does cheerleading 50 hours a week. I'm like, what did we do when we were in New York when we were 23 years old? We worked like 5 jobs at a time, and they were like internships or paid things at comedy clubs where like you get a free comedy class. It's just if you're willing to do it, somebody will let you do it. Like, if the name means something to you, someone will take money away because you're valuing it. Hey, if nobody wanted to be cheerleaders, they'd have to pay them more. That's what sucks. It sucks. But people are happy to do it for dog shit pay because there's, like, I guess, prestige. Not I guess. There's definitely prestige. I don't know what it's like to be a lady. But if you're a lady, you're out there on the dating market, and you're like, I want to get myself the best guy possible. Throw in your fucking bio that you were a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. You better get some prime dick off of that. That should be top shelf penis. But here's the thing. It isn't, because a lot of those cheerleaders have really low, like, body image from, being cheerleaders. So they end up dating, like, the shittiest dudes. So actually, like... yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I shouldn't speak on anything that involves women on this podcast. I will tell you this, though. One thing I do feel comfortable talking about is the new female singer of Linkin Park. You guys big LP fans in here? Obviously, Chester Bennington, rest in power, brother. He was pretty sick. Every time I would listen to, like, a clip of the new Linkin Park with the chick singer would come up and she'd be like, hurrah! I'd be like, that sounds pretty good. And then I'd go back and listen to the original Linkin Park song. I'd be like, That sounds better. No replacing CB. Chester Bennington was great. Did not know Chester Bennington's name until after he died. I just knew him as the little guy with spiky hair that would go, "Shut up when I'm talking to you." So good, man. All the fucking old school Linkin Park. That was just pinnacle rock rap. Rock rap, man. And that was short-lived. You know, you had Linkin Park. You had, I guess, Limp Bizkit's kind of in there. POD. POD. Sad old light. I fucking love POD. Actually, I guess I did like rock a lot. But Linkin Park did it the best, for sure. Yeah, I did a joke after that guy killed himself that nobody liked. I'll tell you guys. This joke I only told for like a week on stage. It bombed every time, but I go, when I heard Chester Bennington from Linkin Park died, I thought the same thing you guys did. If Chester Bennington is the rapper, I'm okay with it. Because who fucking cared? Every time the guy would rap in Linkin Park, you'd just be like, "Countdown to the screaming. There it is. There it is." Nobody gave a fuck. Do I follow my instincts blindly? Sorry, whoever you are, rapper guy. No, I'm sure he's great and he's a cool dude. And please come on the pod. No, but like I like Linkin Park. I saw them live a couple times. Like usually I never went to go just see Linkin Park, but I'd see them at festivals. And they were always like the act going up at the end, right? They were fucking huge. But then I'm watching this clip of this lady just doing her best Chester Bennington karaoke night. And it sounds pretty good. And I find myself getting emotional. I'm like, wow, it's been a long time. I looked it up. He died 7 years ago. So it's been a while since we've been seeing Linkin Park live. And then I read about Danny Masterson. You guys know Rooster from that show on Netflix, The Branch. He was in that 70s show. He's probably more popular if people knew that 70s show. Danny Masterson, rape guy, big rape guy, and not like I was on a bad date. Like, is this not? I'm not talking Aziz Ansari horseshit. Not really rape. I'm talking Danny Masterson's belongs in prison and is in prison for like decades. Full rapist. He's like a Scientologist rapist, which is extra bad because you rape and then Tom Cruise goes, nothing happened. And dude, this lady was buddies with him and went to the trial for a day. And then she said she regrets it and she stands with women and all that stuff. But I'm like, who? The stuff that came out about him came out right away. That is some weird shit. Why would you be? I'm not a cancel culture. People make mistakes. I get it. People make mistakes. It's hard. It's your friend. You feel pulled in different directions. You know, I love Ashton and Mila Kunis, and they wrote a nice letter about Danny too. Why am I calling him Danny? I don't fucking know the guy. I would not go. I don't support him and never did. But no, it's that's the weird part. Where I read about it, and I'm like, okay, she apologized. I guess we can move forward. But then it's she's one of the main people in Scientology. She's one of the top people. And if you've read anything about that stuff, it's it's a fucking weird cult where people disappear. Even as I'm saying this now, I'm like, is my dog going to get poisoned tomorrow? It's a scary, weird cult. And it just, Scientologists, all religions are religions, and I get it. Everything's got its weird thing. But the new ones are extra weird because it's they just made it up now. It's different if I believe in Jesus because at least people have thought it for 1,000 years or whatever. Your shit you just came up with on Tuesday. And you're actually, there's a mountain on a planet very far away with active volcanoes. Like, as soon as you get into the details of it, you're like, wait, what do you believe? And this is the lady that replaces my good friend Chester Bennington. I don't know. It kind of puts a little over the Linkin Park thing, which I was pretty pumped on. You know, you guys know I won't shut up about Blink. I won't shut up about it. I've been so pumped. I'm like, yeah, let's get the old bands back. Although I will say, it's in my phone right now. I can't show it to you, but somebody sent me like this new band that I was listening to. It's like called Nexi. This is useless because I can't look it up right now. I'm like trying to find my computer. I don't know. It's somewhere. I'll put it in the comments. I'll put it in the comments on YouTube. How about that? I'll comment on YouTube as myself who the band is that I've been listening to. But there are some good young bands. There are. These guys sounded really good. What was weird, you're watching this young band, and it's like they're wearing like a Red Hot Chili Peppers t-shirt, and you're like, why are they wearing a shirt that people wore when I was 15 years old? I'm like, because now I'm 40, and that's vintage, and I'm old. I'm an old piece of shit. People wear my stuff ironically as throwbacks now, and I just have to accept that that's the age that I'm at. But whatever, doesn't matter. Rest of the week's going good, back into the saddle at work. Going to be in Philly in 2 weeks. Not doing any shows, just like we're doing some fun family stuff for my dad's birthday, which would be cool. We're actually going to be at the Army Temple football game, which is why I got this guy right here. This is Felix Doc Blanchard. You see this? See this? This is a bobblehead I got online for about $15 of an Army. Oh, shit. No, don't break. This is an Army Heisman Trophy winner from like 1958. So I'm pretty pumped on this. Not expensive. Got this for like $15. I did, of course, as soon as I look at one bobblehead, I'm like, what about all my favorite players? I found a Randall Cunningham one for like $170, and I can't do it, right? I can't afford $170 Randall Cunningham Philadelphia Eagles Kelly Green jersey bobblehead. If you come back to this podcast in a week, I'm not going to have a Randall Cunningham Philadelphia Eagles Kelly Green bobblehead sitting right here. I'm really thinking about it. I think about it every day. And I think if I buy that, all the other feelings I have emotionally about my job and my comedy career will just kind of go away. I'm pretty sure that bobblehead is the key to me feeling better about everything else in my life. What do you guys think? Oh, I should say this too, because last time I was on here, I complained about fucking IKEA. Guess what? It got fucking worse, dude. They said they would bring out the piece of hardware that's missing off of my desk. And then they were like, on second thought, it's just never coming, and you need to return the desk. And only after then I had to act like a little bitch on the phone to this woman in fucking India who I feel bad for. Like, she didn't do anything wrong. She's doing great. She's fucking dealing with my entitled ass in her fucking third or fourth language. She's an amazing person. And I'm just like, they said I would be here on Monday. I'm just being an asshole to her. I apologized. But only after being an asshole does she go, well, we can actually send somebody to your house to pick up the stuff and issue the refund then. I'm like, oh, well, then do that. If you weren't going to come by and just pick it up, I just order a new desk. I've been waiting around for this fucking piece of this desk for 2 weeks. And they're like, it's supposed to come like around today. And then they're like, on second thought, it's never coming. Just sucks. IKEA, they have no impetus to ever do a good job ever. Why would they? Why would they? They could put rat turds in their fucking meatballs. And when somebody writes a thing, they're like, I found this rat poop in my meatballs. What's this? They could just be like, yeah, eat it. What are you going to do? You want a 5-person bureau in your room and you have $15. Where else are you gonna go? Are you gonna go outside and fucking chop down a big oak tree and learn how to fashion the wood and kill your favorite horse to make glue to put all the pieces together? You gonna do that? No. You know what? You're going to eat the fucking rat poop meatball, and then you're going to buy our shitty furniture, and you're going to build it your fucking self with directions that look like fucking paint by numbers that I did when I was 6. That's what you're going to do. You know what? Eat the meatball in front of us, you fuck. That's their level of customer service. You came to the shittiest place on earth to buy the shittiest furniture, where you got to pick out the pieces your fucking self, and all of the employees are on suicide watch. You did that. So for you to call us and complain, first off, to even call them, you have to go online and basically do like a fucking scavenger hunt. Like there's no phone number for their stores. Why would they have a phone number to call? What kind of old person shit is that, where you would like to speak to a human being at the place you spent $400? No, it's just that place sucks. I learned my lesson. I'll never go back. They got me. Whenever someone gets you good, I always think of Lester Freeman in The Wire, where he's sitting down with McNulty, and on YouTube they say Lester rolls back the stone, because it's like, remember they put him in the pawn shop for 18 years because he was pushing too hard on some politician's son, just being an asshole to be an asshole, doing police work. Police, as they say in that show, which is not how people in Baltimore talk, but that's beside the point. But when Lester Freeman talks about how they fucked him and put him in the pawn shop, he goes, they got me good. They got me good. I don't know why the delivery of that line just sticks with me. Sometimes in life, someone just fucking gets you. They got you. And all you can do is look at him and go, you got me. I'm never coming back. I'll say something mean about you online. It won't matter. I could tell you guys till I'm blue in the face, don't go to IKEA. They're going to fuck you. The furniture sucks. It breaks. You're going to have to hire someone to build it for you. When you factor in the person building it plus the furniture, you might as well just go somewhere else where it's more expensive and get the real stuff with delivery paid for. I could tell you that till I'm blue in the face, but you're still going to go because you think those meatballs are good. And you know what? They're not. They don't even taste good. They taste like shit. The food is bad too. Everything's bad. They got you too. They got all of us. I'm never rooting for Sweden in a soccer match ever again, okay? The next time the Olympics come around, because I kind of like blue and yellow, kind of looks like my man Cyclops over here. Here we go. Yeah, like this kind of looks like Sweden colors right here, right? I'll be honest, even my experience with IKEA, I don't like this figurine as much as I did before. You sit down there, all right? I'm not going to talk to my figurines. That's a little sad, all right? I just pretend I didn't do that. You all right, buddy? This guy is cool. No, but fuck Sweden and fuck IKEA. They suck, but also good on them. That's quite a business that they're able to. I don't know. They just got me. You know, they have art at IKEA too. Isn't that funny? You can buy art at IKEA. What does that feel like to be an artist? That can't feel much better than like being an artist in like a fucking commercial for Delta. Being like, in the skies, that's where you fly. Like you can't go home at night and be like, that feels good creatively. Telling people that Delta really cares about how people feel when they're on their planes. Unless Delta wants to sponsor the podcast, in which case I love Delta. No, I just think the idea of art, buying your art at IKEA, don't do it, guys. I don't know where I know anything about art. My art is like just like old sports shit. But like I remember one time I bought like I was working at this trade show, and there was a dude with Down syndrome next to me, and he had like these paintings, and he wasn't really selling them, but I thought they were kind of cool. Kind of looked like Tim Burton style. There was like this fucked up tree, that was like kind of growing crooked and then into the ground. So I ended up just buying one at the end of the trade show, and I took it home and I put it over my bed, and it was like this like fucked up looking gray and black tree. And I remember like multiple girls being like, what the fuck is up with that tree? I'd be like, oh, it's a piece of art I like. But it just looked like dark and stupid. Like, I think at the time, you know, there's like a time in your life where you're like, the world is cold and my art needs to reflect that. It's like, that's not original. That's like, you listen to bands that are like that, where like every song is just about how fucking sad the lead singer is. And you're just like, I'm sorry. Like everybody knows that life is sad in many moments. It's mostly sad. You're not smart. You're not avant-garde by doing that. Good art plays with both. It plays with like the happy moments and the sad moments. Right? That's why I like Blink-182 and I don't like fucking Cursive. I guess I do like some songs from Cursive, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, enough with the being sad and making art and all your art is sad. It's boring and it's a little hack. It's a little hacky. Like, try to shine some joy into the world. Isn't that part of what we're doing here? That's why I put my moose knuckle on display for you guys on my Instagram clips. It's because I care. It's because I care. And with that, speaking of care, you know, if you care for this show, what you can do is whatever platform you're listening on, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you're on one of those podcast platforms, leave me a 5-star review. If you're on YouTube or Rumble, subscribe, leave a comment. All those things help with engagement and more people can find the show. At some point, I'm telling you guys, this whole thing here, it's gonna get good. This gray table, I'm gonna light this shit on fire and throw it into the pool outside my balcony. It's a communal pool. I'm not doing that well at my job. I don't have my own pool. I have a pool that I share with like 40 Mexican kids around here. Whenever I swim laps, it's me interrupting Mexican boys playing Marco Polo in my pool right here. It's really fun. I don't know. It reminds me back of the old days. Takes me back to my family reunions. I feel very at home with people speaking Spanish around me and not knowing what they're saying. I fit right in. That's why I like my trip to Mexico so much. I figure if somebody really needs me to know something, they'll just yell a word or two in English and I'll duck. Anyway, that's the show. You guys, you're still here, I guess, and that's great. So keep it up. I'll see you next Tuesday. And talk to you then. Bye.